Okay, let's differentiate the following function, f of t, which is equal to 7/8 times t to the 8th plus 6. Now, there's ways to be able to go about this, but one way of doing this is first, before we do anything, is we can just then distribute the value of 7/8 to both of those terms. So therefore, we're going to get the function f of t, which is going to equal 7/8 t to the 8th plus 7/8 times 6. So now what we're going to do is the following. So we're going to have f of t, which is equal to 7/8 t to the 8th plus 7 times 6 is going to give us 42 over 8. Okay, now we can either simplify that or leave it the way it is. Okay, but I'm just going to go ahead and show you one way of being able to solve this and show another way as well. So at this point now what we do is we want to use those definitions. So we know the derivative with respect to the variable of a constant is equal to 0. The derivative with respect to that variable of that variable is equal to 1. And then using the power rule, the derivative with respect to x, in this case, x to the n is equal to n times x to the n minus 1. So now we're ready to find the derivative of this function. So now we want to find, okay, f prime of t, okay, which is equal to the constant of 7/8 times the derivative with respect to t of t to the 8th plus the derivative with respect to t of the fraction 42 over 8. Okay, so recall that for the first part, we want to use the power rule for the derivative with respect to t of t to the 8th. So this becomes 7/8 times, this becomes 8 times t to the 8 minus 1 plus the derivative of a constant is going to be 0. So we have f prime of t, which is equal to 7/8 times, we have 8 t to the 8 minus 1, which is 7. Okay, now also keep in mind here that we have 8 divided by 8, so we can simplify that 8. And so what's left is the following. We have f prime of t, which is equal to 7t to the 7th power. And so therefore there is the derivative. Okay, now another way of looking at this is the following. Okay, so if we look at the same problem here and then go on the same route, we want to find the derivative of this function. So that means we would say f prime of t is equal to, well, the constant is already factored out, and so we want to find the derivative of what's inside the parentheses. And so we use that to represent the derivative, right? So we're finding the derivative of that quantity. So therefore, we would then leave the constant factored out, which is 7/8, and then we would find the derivative of t to the 8th. So remember that this is n, which is 8t to the 8 minus 1, and the derivative of 6 is going to be 0. So therefore, we would get 8, or f prime of t, and so therefore we're going to get 7/8 times 8t to the 7th power plus 0. And then if we simplify the 8's, then we end up with 7t to the 7th power.